Hi, my name is Filippa. Welcome to my channel, Awkward to Talk, where I give parents the tools, skills, and knowledge to provide their children with mindful sexual education. Today's topic is yes touch and no touch. This concept has also been taught as good touch or bad touch, but I find this a very confusing way of explaining what is appropriate and inappropriate physical contact. The reason for this is that a lot of the times this inappropriate physical contact actually comes from people we like and people we are close to. We know that the vast majority of cases of sexual abuse actually are carried out by people who are close to the family and close to the child. So, and also, without thinking about sexual abuse, there are inappropriate ways of having physical contact, like children hitting each other. And if you put this moral value to the touching, whether it's good or bad, it might confuse the child, especially if they're smaller, because you know the person who does it is somebody that they trust and they like. So they might be confused about whether this is a good or a bad thing. Now, if you use the words yes and no, it is characterizing the action itself and not the person who does it as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you characteristics and ways of explaining to children what is a yes touch and what is a no touch, and then give you examples of both. So yes touch is a touch that is not forced, that anyone can know about, that doesn't hurt you, and it doesn't make you feel sad or angry. It makes your heart happy and you want to do more of it, and it can be done in front of anybody. And examples of this are, you know, when you hug mommy, or when you shake hands with your teacher when you get to school, when you high five your friends at school, or when mommy helps you in the bath, or when a doctor has to look at your body and touch your body when you go for a consult. So a no touch is when somebody asks you to not tell anybody about what happened, when it's done in a hidden place, when it makes you sad or angry. Sometimes you can feel shame as well. You can be embarrassed by this thing that's going on, or it might make you feel like crying. Examples of no touch is pushing and shoving and hitting, unwanted affection, any kind of touch that hurts you, or when somebody tries to touch your privates, or when somebody asks you to touch their privates. So because sometimes these concepts seem scary to parents, especially when we're talking about sexual abuse, and it is a very heavy subject, and a lot of people are scared of talking to their children about this. My advice is that you should talk about it, because by talking about it, you are giving your child the tools and the skills to prevent it, or also to tell you if anything happens, right? So the best way of teaching children is through play. So I'm going to give you an example of an activity that you can do with them, where you can explore this topic of yes touch and no touch. For example, you can write down sentences on a piece of paper of examples of what is yes touch and no touch. So shoving, hugging, kissing, but you can't just say hugging or kissing. You have to be more specific. So when mommy hugs you and makes you feel happy, right? When your friends at school say mean things and push you. So, you know, it has to be a little bit more specific. So you cut those up, you put them in a little bag, and then you ask your kid to pick out a sentence, and they read it out loud, or if they can't read, you read the sentence, and then you ask them, so what do you think it is? Is this a good yes touch, a yes touch, or a no touch? And then you have a pile of yes touch and a pile of no touch. And you do this in a playful way. It's not a questionnaire, it's not an interrogation, and it is through these playful exercises that kids are able to better absorb these concepts. And in this way, you will be teaching them tools to protect themselves against sexual abuse or bullying as well. So these are little fun things that you can do while teaching your kids these very important concepts. Here, the key with any lesson, I guess, that you want to give your children about values and what is important and how to behave themselves and give them good sexual education in general is repetition. So I would then advise you to reinforce this message constantly without being annoying. So if you are, for example, watching TV and you see somebody hitting somebody else or pushing somebody else or hugging somebody who wants to be hugged and is happy, you can then ask your child what they think about that. Do they think it is a yes touch? Do they think it is a no touch? And why do they feel that way? And then you can also ask them for examples, and so that this is not just a one-way communication and actually a dialogue where you are also asking your child to actively participate and actively think about these things. So here's my little tips on how to get kids to understand the concepts of yes touch and no touch, which for us adults, it has to do with appropriate physical interaction. So I hope this helped. Leave me your comments, message me on the DM if you prefer. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.